Hey family, this is Dr. Felicia Vaughn, poet and author of Words of Wellness Poetry Book. Wanted to come on here today and talk to anybody who's in a season right now where you feel like God has let you down. You feel like God is just ignoring you. You feel like God has maybe even hurt your feelings because he said no to something. You've been praying and you've been praying and you've been praying for that thing. You just knew that your plan was the right plan. You know, I used to tell my children, I said, God will either say yes, no, or wait. And you have just run smack dab into one of God's no's. And it might even have taken you by surprise because you just saw this thing going in a certain direction. But then it didn't happen the way you thought it would. It didn't pan out the way you thought it would. The ending didn't turn out the way you thought it would. And so, in essence, you gotta know. It could have been because of somebody else's choices, because we do have free will, but at the end of the day, we know God is sovereign. And so, you may have heard a no, and it has just devastated your soul. And so, you know, when I have been in that season of my own life, y'all, I've had to go and sit at his feet, and I've had to get my pen and I've had to write, which is how this book came about. And so the Lord, y'all, he ministers to me through Chris Brown's songs sometimes. And, you know, I have to deal this thing in my soul when I'm wrestling with God, when I'm struggling with his no. And I'll hear him say, deal it, baby, deal it in your soul. Are you ready? You know your heart's been telling you you belong to me. Hey, 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 it's all right. I'm not dangerous. Because I've had to realize that even his no, y'all, is not dangerous. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and read the poem, When God Says No. And I want you to really listen to, when I get to the end of the poem, listen for the wisdom as to why God might say no. When God says no, what do? Your way seems best, but is it really? Should I stay still or move? When God says no and you don't quite understand, the blueprint of your life that's left is securely in the master's hand. When God says no and it seems all hell has broken loose, just follow your Savior. He'll give instructions on what to do. When God says no and you feel like you're losing hope, the current day seems oh so dark. Saints, hold on to love and don't let go. When God says no, that's the time you must trust. Somehow better days lie ahead. Otherwise, you'll fall into a rut. Even then, he'll pull you out. Don't cling to despair and don't doubt. Because when God says no, it's just a sign he loves you so. So, I hope you heard at the end of that poem the wisdom. And many times when God says no, it's because of his love, y'all. Are there any parents out there and your kids have been like, come on, Mom, come on, Dad, but your answer is still no? It's no because you know that that's not the best route for them to take. You know that that thing or that person or that place where they want to go, you need to say no. And you need to say no out of love. So with that, I want to encourage somebody today. If God has given you a no, go to him in prayer and ask him to show you, teach you, and help you to understand how his no fits into a loving plan. Because I'm telling y'all, he is love. God is pure love. And even his no is for our own good. So I hope with that, I've used my words well. I encourage you to use your words well. Until next time, bye-bye.